I think I finally got that tagline down. I don't know. That was pretty good though, I must say. Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Ask Tiffany, the video series for therapists in private practice who want to make bank while serving the clients that they are passionate about serving so that they can have a sustainable and profitable private practice. So today I'm going to talk about the 3 feelings that keep you poor in private practice. This is super important, and if you don't have the feeling shit right, you're never going to be able to have a practice that supports you versus the other way around. So I'm going to take a few minutes today to talk about the 3 feelings, the 3 emotions that keep you poor, and I'm going to talk about some reframes that you can do to help you shift these feelings into something that actually allows you to have the practice that thrives, one that's exciting, one that's fulfilling, one that keeps you wanting to go day in and day out. All right? Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is shame. Shame is a big one. I hear therapists talk about it all the time. Shame keeps them from knowing what their fees need to be and then actually charging those fees when working in private practice. Now here's what's underlying shame. There's an underlying feeling that I am bad, I am unworthy, why would anyone come to see me, someone like me in private practice? That's shame. So I want you to have a little reframe around shame. I want you to stop thinking about shame as a fact and recognize that it's a feeling. Shame is a feeling, not a fact. Your business has nothing to do with your personal worth. Your business is about providing help to other people, getting the tools and the skills you need to show up to do your best work, not to be a better person at the core of yourself, right? You're already a good person. At the core of yourself, you are already worthy. If you don't feel that that's true, if you're looking for some external source to tell you that you're worthy, let me go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to once and for all deem you as worthy. You are worthy to be in the world and to do your good work. So now go out there and fucking do it. Remember, shame is a feeling, not a fact. Keep that in mind when you go out to do your work. Understand what your fees need to be and then charge those fees. Okay? All right. Number 2, fear. You know about this one. Fear, scarcity, the feeling that if one more client leaves you, you're never going to be able to find another one. So you keep your fees low because you feel like if I raise my fees, nobody's going to pay them. Then I'm going to be poor. I'm either going to be out on the street or back to my agency job. I don't want to do that. Let me just not look at it. Let me not think about it, right? When you're in session and fear comes up, are they going to stay? Are they going to leave? If they say something about money, if you say, hey, my full fee is $280 and they cringe and you say, well, whatever you can pay, right? That fear keeps you from showing up and doing great clinical work. So when your fear comes up, I actually want you to do something different. Rather than treating that fear as an indication that you're doing something wrong, I want you to lean into that fear and actually examine, have curiosity about that fear. What is this fear telling me? What am I afraid of right now? What can I learn about myself? How can that help me in the clinical setting, right? Let me give you an example. A client comes in and they start talking about how they went out to had great drinks last night with friends and, it was fantastic. And the way you live, those drinks are like $10 a pop. And they had great appetizers. They dropped $100, right? So you might be having you might be realizing like, oh, maybe I need to be raising my fee actually. I know I need to raise my fee. They clearly can pay it. But what if they leave? Right? I want you to actually think about this in a clinical context, right? If they're coming in and talking to you about all the expensive things that they're buying, and you have them on a sliding scale, that's information worthy of curiosity. Sure, you could be afraid of taking some action, but I want you to just start out with curiosity. Hey, Miley, I noticed you're talking about spending $100 last night on food and drinks and having a great time with your coworkers. That's fantastic. And you're on a sliding scale. You're actually not paying a full fee for this session. Let's think about that together. What's that about, right? I am certain you're going to find something in that clinical work that indicates an internal conflict with that client, all right? So when the fear comes up, you don't need to do brash action like, and starting next week you're paying me $50 more a session, right? Lean into that fear with curiosity and use it as a clinical indication, a sign that there's something having to do with money and all that it symbolizes coming up between you and your client in treatment. Right? Take fear, be curious about it. All right? Okay. Number 3, envy. You know about this one. envy as something that keeps you poor in your private practice. We could even use the last example. Miley comes in, she's talking about going out for this amazing vacation next week, and she's had this great happy hour last night. You might be sitting there thinking, oh man, I gotta buy a $3 Pabst when I go to a bar because I can't even afford anything. Or like, I can't even go out to a bar. I gotta get my $2 chuck at Trader Joe's, if they even have that anymore, and sit alone in my apartment eating a can of beans. So you're sitting across from your client filled with envy. Or this could also look like you have peers, other professionals who are out there charging great fees, $180 a session, $210 a session, while meanwhile you're charging like $120 and still sliding from that. You look at them and you feel envy. The source of envy is they have something that I can't have, and I hate them for it, or I want to destroy them for it, right? This is a very subconscious thing. So one way to start shifting your envy to something else that serves you in your practice is to move from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. In a fixed mindset, when someone else has something good, you feel like they have it and I can't, right? That's something that they were innately born with, or that's just something they can do and I cannot. That's a fixed mindset. That mindset leads to envy. Alternatively, a growth mindset means that person learned how to raise those fees. That person did some hard work to understand their own value in terms of what they're providing in a business setting. They weren't born with that. Those were skills they learned. And if they can learn it, I can learn it too, right? Moving from envy, they have it, I can't, fuck them, to a growth mindset. Hey, how did they learn that thing? What did they have to do to get there? How can I do it too, right? And then finding the people who are doing what you want to do and learning from them, that will change the fucking game in your private practice, right? So the 3 feelings: shame, I'm bad; shift it to, that's not a fact, that's a feeling. Let me understand what I need to do and take action in that way. 2, fear, oh, there's not enough to go around. That is also a feeling, not a fact. There actually is more than enough to go around. And by leaning in and being curious about your fear, you can actually transform that fear into something that helps you become a better clinician. And number 3, envy, that stems from they have it, I can't, they've always had it, I'll never learn it. Shifting that to if they can do it, I can do it. Surrounding yourself with positive, encouraging clinicians who inspire you to be better, to do more, to earn more, right? To have the lifestyle you want. That changes everything. So those are the 3 feelings. Those are the reframes. Now in the comment section, I want you to describe for me what the one is that you struggle with the most: fear, envy, and shame. I want you to do one thing this week to shift that reframe, to reframe that feeling into something that can serve your practice. Let us know about it in the comment section below. If this is something that you've overcome, let us know that in the comment section below. Your stories inspire other people to be able to do it too. Thank you so much. It's been wonderful to see you, and I can't wait to see you next week. Bye, guys.